fish. Fish on, fish on. Nice. Alright. Got a downrigger. Just picked a fish up, so looks like I'm marking kokanee, and they're at about 30 feet, so that's what I'm fishing at. Oh, he's definitely a kokanee, the way he's shaking, so. He's either that or a very angry trout, so. Alright, so we'll get him up here. Wow, he's really going crazy, so. So it's important when you're fighting kokanee that when they start really going crazy and spazzing out, they're fighting the hardest they can. So a lot of times I just let them sit there and fight. And I'll keep the rod tip down low towards the water, or even the tip in the water a little bit. And that keeps them from coming up on the surface and splashing around and really throwing that hook. Oh yeah. Decent little fish here. Nice little kokanee. Oh yeah, I'll take that. Nice kokanee. So there's kokanee number 1 this morning. Looks like I was getting a bite. Oh, it is a bite. Nice. Oh yeah. I think this is another kokanee. Fantastic. Oh yeah, he's up on the surface, so even though I've got the rod tipped down trying to keep him under, he's up and splashing. And that's one thing I really like about kokanee is pound for pound, when you compare them to trout, trout will give you an initial really hard fight, and then they kind of just swim towards the boat. Kokanee will fight all the way. From the minute you hook into them, they'll fight all the way up till the boat. So I really like them. I mean, they're just scrappy. Not to mention they're also extremely tasty. I mean, they are excellent table fare. So if you've ever had kokanee, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's a little kokanee. So I'm keeping all the kokanee. It's early, kind of late spring. And I'm going to keep all the kokanee, and the reason being is there's so many in this lake that it's so stocked that by taking a few, even the small ones, what I do is I really eliminate some of the competition for the fish and allow more food so they can get bigger. So really is what I'm doing is kind of helping the population to get larger. In here. All right, look at that, a nice beautiful scrappy kokanee. Nice one. Another one on the downrigger. Looks like he came off the downrigger, so kind of hit it hard enough to get released from the clip. I've got it clipped in there pretty good, so either he hit it hard or it's a larger fish. So I did change out that other rod. I've got another pink hoochie on there, and I'm going to see if that doesn't catch a fish. So one thing I do want to say is when you're out kokanee fishing, don't just troll in a straight line, or even trout fishing as well. What you want to do is you want to do S turns, okay? You want to make S's. And so when you are on the outside turn, okay, if I'm turning to the right, the rod on the left is going to lift in that water column. Conversely, if I turn to the left, the rod on the right will lift. I hope I had that right. So whatever the outside rod is will come up and the inside rod will drop. So what's happening is your gear is fluctuating between a couple of feet, and you're able to find the kokanee or trout or whatever you're fishing for. You're kind of expanding the width and the depth that you're fishing by doing that. And so as soon as I had done an S turn, that's when I ended up picking this fish up. he is another kokanee, so this is great. So pink is definitely the hot color. I'm hoping this outside rod picks something up. So another kokanee picked up, all because I did the S-turns. So just another technique for you to try when you're out fishing. Oh, fish. Nice. All right. So it's been a minute since I caught my last fish, and the reason being is because I wasn't going the right speed. And I'm gonna tell you guys, if there's one thing, the most important factor for catching kokanee, the most important one, and that's gonna be your speed. If you're going too fast or too slow, you're not gonna catch them. And so the right speed, or the speed in which most people catch their kokanee, is 0.8 and 1.8 miles per hour. So I always try to go about 1.4 to 1.5. It seems to me like that little bit faster speed works. But when I was putting up the last fish, I guess I had bumped the speed knob, and I was going almost 2. So you know, I wasn't catching anything. It was about 15 minutes before I realized, hey, everything's going by a lot faster than normal. What's happened? So I looked down, and sure enough, going too fast. So as soon as I dropped that speed back, within about a minute, I had a fish on. So that's going to be the most important factor for catching kokanee. Of course, other things are important as well. You know, you want to make sure that you're fishing the right lures. Kokanee tend to have they like smaller lures than maybe a trout. You know, you want to use the right bait, so like a corn. Shoe peg corn, a lot of people, white shoe peg corn. In the net, yes, in the net. Another Ward Lake kokanee. It could be bass too, so. Oh, fish. Nice. So I was just talking to Walter about, you know, switching up lures. He wants to catch bass, so there are bass in Ward Lake, but you know, mostly trout and kokanee. So anyhow, he was going to put a lure on, and looked over and had a fish. So. This is a kokanee. For sure, the way he's fighting, definitely one. Yeah, it's getting increasingly more difficult as there's a lot of wind. So we're getting gusts on the lake, which is making it, you know, my speed is going from 0.8 to 1.5 to, so it's hard to stay in that zone that I like. So probably the smallest one of the day, but he's hooked bleeding, so I'm gonna put him in the cooler. Fish already. Wow, that didn't take long. Wow, I just was tightening up the tension and got into a fish. If this works out, this will be number 7. So I've done really well with kokanee today. And they've all hit the same side. So I'm gonna reel this other one up. It's gotta be something going on with that, because there's no fish on the other side. This is crazy. I've never had that happen. I've never had one side be 100% and the other side nothing. Another kokanee, so this is working out really well. I'm really perplexed about that other side. Either that or I've got a fish on. I've been dragging it around. All right, number 7. hooked right off the downrigger. All right. Nice. So I changed the depth a little bit. I was marking fish a little bit shallower, so I brought it the downrigger up about 5 feet. So I'm fishing about 22 feet now. And as soon as I did that, got into a fish here. So he is a little fatter, pretty nice still. So yep, downrigger's got one on it. On the drop back, on down. All right, nice. Just setting that other rod out and hooked into this one on the downrigger, which has produced almost every fish today. Although on the left-hand rod, the one with the drop weight sliding rate, that one just has had 2 back-to-back on it. So nice little kokanee. Fish. Yep, fish on. All right. I just hooked up on this outside rod. Now what I did do is after hours, 2 hours to be exact, I'm not catching anything on it. I went back and swapped out the lure and put a spinning glow on here. So I'm hoping that this is a kokanee, and this will complete the day with a limit, but we'll see. Either way, I changed tactics, changed lures until I found what works, and that's really what kokanee fishing boils down to is, you know, marking the fish, you know where they are, and then you're adjusting your methods until you find exactly what they want. Oh yeah, he looks like a kokanee. All right, guys. So this is a good one to end the day on. Look at the size of this one. This one's pretty nice. So, not a bad kokanee on the spin and glow. So, what a great day fishing. Alright guys, what a great day fishing out at Ward Lake. We ended up with a limit of 10 kokanee. Hey, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and check out the other content on this channel. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Until next time, take care.